go. Where are we going?
Nobody pray for me. It been that day for me. Yeah. Hey, I remember syrup sandwiches and grandma.
What's happening, Josh?
Not a whole lot.
Just listening to my theme song right now, son. Oh.
Good weekend of wrestling. Just us. Good weekend of wrestling. We spent a good majority of the weekend together.
Talking
seriously. Wrestling.
Talking nonsense. Anytime you're talking to me, it's probably more nonsense than wrestling.
Yeah.
But it was cool this weekend. There's a lot of out of town talent in SoCal this weekend.
Yeah.
I know that Ayala had Slam. You had who did you have?
We had Jefferson, Colorado, and then we had a couple San Diego section teams, and we had Bishop Union all the way up from like north of Mammoth Bishop, or up by on the way to Mammoth Bishop.
They got they brought their state placer with them, right? She was looking for some heat.
Yeah, that was a good match too.
So that was cool.
We'll talk about that later. Those are two athletes going at it, man. I was like, why can't one of those girls walk through my doors?
Yeah, when they both walked out there and faced each other, I was like, oh Lord.
That's like, I guess I wasn't checking the band room for them.
Yeah, exactly. So, that was cool. I came home and found some crazy gifts. Look at these Uggs, dude. These things are amazing. I'm going to review these. I'm going to actually start doing product review for tournaments for coaches. I seriously put these on today, and they are a necessity. I will say that. I don't like Uggs. I think Uggs are for sorority girls and pumpkin spice lattes. But I saw a box of Uggs, and they're like, oh, it's for me. And I'm like, what? Like, I don't hear Uggs. They're like, no, look at them. And I'm like, okay, put them on. Oh, heaven. So I got to wear them for a whole tournament, though. But I'm telling you right now, it's probably like 40 degrees in my garage right now. I don't even feel it in my toes. My toes feel toasty. So I'll let you know how that goes down.
That's good. You don't even have your homeless blanket on, so you're good.
I'm serious. So I'm doing all right. I closed the door. That's why, because I'm the only person in the world who has a manual door.
I know. I saw that.
Anyhow, so good wrestling this weekend. Super, super good wrestling. Top teams at your tournament, Josh. I know there was some issues with some LA City teams. They unfortunately, due to the strike, weren't able to make it. But you still got some talent out.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Definitely. It was a shame. A couple teams backed out last minute, were banged up. One team got the flu. A lot of excuses, which, whatever, it's the end of the season. I understand, kind of. But the teams that did show up and brought some heat were Birmingham came. They had 10 placers.
Dude, they had their lineup.
Yeah.
Like, if anybody wanted...
Their one girl didn't show up second day, like, for some reason. I don't know what the reason was. Jimmy told me, but I forgot. I think she just didn't show up for some reason, but she actually was in the semis, I believe, and defaulted.
Yeah.
And then but the normal starter at that weight had something else. Like, she could have come Friday, but not Saturday, had a funeral or something to go to. So that's one more, like, finalist probably that would have been in there. But Birmingham had a good showing, brought some heat in the finals, had some tough matches. Man, they get on top. They start turning.
They go to work.
It seems like they start a little slow sometimes, but it just keeps, like, the pressure keeps going and going and going and going and going. And either it's a fall or a tech. But that they were good. Garden Grove, like, I haven't talked or seen or heard about them all year, and all of a sudden they came. They had 7 placers. Cerritos, they had 6 placers and a bunch in the finals. I want to say 4 in the finals.
Mm-hmm.
That was good.
And they didn't have an easy road either. Some of those girls had some matches early on.
Yeah, definitely. And then Corona was there. Eastlake from San Diego, they came. They brought some tough girls. I guess we really don't know much about. I don't know much about them because we only see them very rarely.
Yeah.
Ventura, Pacifica, Oxnard, Canyon Springs brought a slew of girls, and then we had a lot of individual, single teams that brought one or two, three tough girls. That was good. And then we had the normal teams that just brought a whole team full of girls, and it was good. It's try to fill up, get those last matches in before regional qualifier, and get everyone kind of tuned up.
Well, that's the thing too. It's like I kind of view your tournament is that last chance to get those matchups that you're looking for. And it's kind of funny because you had some people that you haven't really seen all year, and then they showed up there looking for matchups. Like Drury. Drury showed up and was like, "Oh, I want to wrestle this girl or that girl," but you didn't see her a lot during the year. So
Yeah.
I think that's kind of a testament though to your tournament. Because last year, a couple of years, it's been growing. In terms of how tough it is and stuff like that. So people got there expecting that, but then you had those people that backed out and those people who couldn't make it or whatever, and it kind of added up quickly.
Yeah, it did.
Unfortunately.
We were on a down year. I'm gonna go over and try to see what a better date might be. And another thing that a month not for that actually sent contracts in, they didn't get told league finals for their school was this Saturday, like literally yesterday until a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I mean,
So
it's early. Like everyone kind of got screwed up with state moving forward a couple weeks, and leagues are scrambling for times and stuff because that didn't happen until mid-season, and I already had contracts on them. And some coaches, just which I don't understand it, they said I think maybe because the hype and the talk was this was such a tough tournament that they just straight up told me we think this tournament is going to be too tough for the caliber of girls we have. So we're going to have to back out, which is unfortunately, maybe they're right. Maybe a girl could have snuck in as a placer or something, and it would have given her some confidence. I don't know.
well, you should tell them, dude. Cerritos brought girls, and none of them they're in their second year. That's the most experience I have on any of those girls. Like you can take those girls. Like, hey, look, no problem, you can get there. So,
Yeah. Also, Excelsior Charger showed up.
I'm gonna get to that too. Who was with them?
Well, actually, we had Jesse Vasquez, who was a two-time state champ, was out there helping with his new team. I think he had an off week, so he was helping with the girls a little bit and warming them up and kind of being a good leader. The other person that was there was Melissa Ritchie, who was there.
Oh,
she had not wrestled. Huh? She wasn't wrestling yet. From what I had talked to the coach, they're still waiting on a decision from CIF, a ruling, I guess they should call it, to make sure all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted, whatnot. They just didn't want to wrestle her too early. So that is where she is, like we kind of suspected, but hadn't done everything. She's already hydrated. They're just waiting on. And she was looking pretty in shape, I will admit. Like,
yeah, she didn't look soft.
It's been a while since I've seen her, but she was looking, a guns a-blazing, ready to go.
Yeah.
Vasquez took off all that time and then came and walked through Temecula Valley. So I'm sure she's training hard. I'm sure she's wanting it being a senior.
Yeah, trying to get in there. So, yeah, that was interesting. But should we go through some of these results? I'm sure people are interested. What's going on in SoCal? And I'm gonna save the Ayala discussion. I actually texted Grant earlier, and he's cool with coming on and just talking about his tournament. So we'll save that stuff for next time.
Okay.
So
cool.
All
right. Let's see. The finals at 101 was Diamond Ranch. Eliza Akdan versus Brenna Whitman. And the Diamond Ranch girl, Tech Falled. Majored 13-3. Go kills Whitman.
Yeah, but that score really doesn't show exactly how good that match was. That match was, those girls came out on fire. I don't know if it was their first time on the spotlight or what, because I don't think a lot of teams have that spotlight, but I know like San Dimas does. I know Ayala does. But those girls came out, man, and they were firing, like just coming off. So
There's some
that
good
was really cool.
scrambles. It did. When I in the middle of the match looked at the score, saying, "Oh, I didn't think it was that close." I mean, I didn't think it was that far away. I thought it was a lot closer. Then at 106, we had Caden Condit from Jefferson, Colorado, pinning Victoria Buckholes from Anaheim, who's really kind of moved up. I've seen her a few top placings at different tournaments around there. She was tough. She's just too much for Condit. I mean, Condit's a nationally ranked girl. Came out trying to get some of that competition. She's wrestling boys in Colorado. I think she's like 15-5 against boys right now, something like that. She was the first. I want to say her and her brother were the first brother and sister to both qualify for Colorado State tournament last year. Yeah, and I think he placed. She didn't. I think she went, like 1-2, 2-2, something like that. But it was great. They came out. 111's Aaliyah Rollins beat Anna Mercado. Aaliyah Rollins from Birmingham beat Anna Mercado from Eastlake pretty heavily, 15-3. She's just looking on fire, man. She's changing levels, changing angles, keeps her feet running, attacking on top. I mean,
ankle pick, throw by, doubles, hit her with everything in the kitchen sink. And then on top, pressure, just pressure. And she looked really good. She looks really good at that weight class. I think her at that weight class is dangerous.
Definitely.
Yeah. So that was one of my fun. I like watching her wrestle. I'll just say that. I like watching her wrestle a lot.
Definitely. She's exciting. And then Veronica Machian from Birmingham beat Ariana Runyon, pinned her. There's a couple little scramble, quick to her back. I want to say she cradled her, but I don't remember. It was a good little match. Katie 21s, Katie Gomez and Cameron Sudal was 13-7. But that was a good match. Katie controlled it, but Cameron kept coming.
Dude, she came out and just
coming.
Just when you thought Katie was going to start pulling away. Just when you thought Katie was going to start pulling away, Cameron just boom. And I was like, oh, man. Like,
I want to say it was like 8-1, 7-1, something like that. And then Cameron hit a sweep single. Then she got out on bottom. Then she took her down again. Then Katie took her down, maybe turned her. I want to say there's a scramble, and she ended up on her back for a 2 count. Cameron did. But, yeah, Katie brought it. I mean, she's the real deal. But Cameron showed that she can hang.
I'm pretty sure that Katie Gomez is part Street Fighter because she hit that Guile-esque fireman, sonic boom, and just like off that reshot because Sudal took like a half shot and came up, and Katie Gomez boom, and it was like, oh man. But dude, credit to Sudal, dude. She came out of that and like it woke her up, dude, because she got out and then boom, single right away, and I was like, wow, these girls are wrestling. So
yeah, and I think for her, for Cameron, that spotlight kind of helped her like bring up the intensity a little bit, like. Everybody's watching me. Let me get in.
You're in her backyard. You're in her backyard.
Right there. Down the street. Everyone's watching. That was a great match. 26, Athena Wilden versus Niles Jernigan. I think they were 1-1 on the year going into this match. Each had won a match. It was she won 15-9, but it was really close to the end. I want to say they were like 7-7, 7-8, something like that going into the third period. And then she caught her. She literally like bulldozed her. Now it's kind of stayed down a little bit on a knee, and she just ran her over.
Those two, I mean, all year. Last year for Cerritos, it was Estrada and Cardenas. They would meet up a couple times, and it was just exciting every time. Every time I see Oak Hills, I'm like, okay, here we go. Like, where Jernigan, I think, demonstrates a little bit more technique.
Mm-hmm.
and Tina it's just grit. She's just in your face. Like everything you tell your kids you want them to be in terms of how they approach a match is what that girl from Oak Hill is. She is in your face. Take me down. I'm going to get up, get right back in your grill again, make it ugly. She's gritty. I mean, just gritty and
then
a lot of fun.
On that same weight class, that was a deep weight class. The Canyon Springs girl, Jaylene Martinez, she lost to Jernigan by 1 point. And then Samantha Snow lost in overtime to Jernigan.
That was a match. That was a match.
And then Chloe D'Souza took 6th place, which that girl's no
solid.
Slouch. Yeah, she took 6th place, and she wrestled Wilden in the semis, I want to say. Look.
Yeah.
Yeah, she wrestled her in the semis and then
got pinned.
Yep, and then kind of came down to the loser bracket and then got pinned by Jaylene Martinez from Canyon Springs. That girl's tough. Like she
throws those legs in, dude.
She can ride legs. Lord. She's a good jiu-jitsu girl. She's not afraid to fight. Like she got the fight in her. She's just raw. She's raw. They got a couple things to tighten up on talking to her coach, and hopefully they'll get it done by she can be a state qualifier. That was a good little weight class. It really was.
Yeah, the Jernigan. Well, the quarterfinals between Canyon Springs and Cerritos was a burner. And then the next day, Jernigan's got to wrestle her club teammate Snow in the semis, and that was gritty too for Snow because Jernigan's up by 5. Snow takes her down, cradles her up, and then gets 5 back. So then they go into overtime. Snow gets up thinking she lost. She's pissed. And then everybody's like, no. I'm telling her, no. Hey, you're in overtime. She's got to put everything back on. The refs weren't sure if they should hit her because she took her headgear off. But the match is over. They didn't hit her. And then Jernigan got takedown in the final in overtime. But
they were trying to hit her, but you were like explaining to the ref, no, she thought it was over. So how do you handle that situation where you got a girl that wrestles for the high school you coach's daughter,
and both girls,
versus one of your club girls? I mean, I know you kind of stay neutral and video it, kind of what it looked like.
Yeah,
cheering for both, arguing with the ref for both of them. I don't know.
Well, it could be like other clubs and just have them go to the same school, but I don't do that. So I just stay in the middle in that situation because, well, they understand too. Like Dez runs, things too, and it's understood. Like, hey, look, we coach here, so if it comes down to it, it's just business. It's not personal. I stay in the middle just because I don't want the girls to feel like it's unfair or whatever. So
it's an Iowa situation.
Yeah, it is. It's a smaller, very smaller, minuscule level, but so I don't want the girls to feel like, they got both Ramoses against them. I think one loudmouth is good enough. I'm gonna get killed by my daughter for saying that. But and then Weston the other side. So I'm just in the middle, and I want them to wrestle it out. I wouldn't want a Suriano fix kind of thing where Jernigan would have won by a point because Snow thought she lost the match. Like that wouldn't have been good. We all want to see him wrestle, and Excelsior Charter was all in that match, like all of them. Vasquez, everybody was like, they like the double legs. Those girls are hitting doubles and singles, and they were all about it. So I didn't want the match to end that way, and so I was like, hey, look, she thought the match was over. Let's not hit her with that. Let's let the match wrestle out. And the refs were you had some great refs. Really good refs there. Even the one that told me he didn't want to hear from me after the first match of the day, which we talked after. He was like, I know, I heard you're a decent guy. Don't worry about it. I was like, it depends on who you talk to.
we usually get pretty good refs. We run a lot of tournaments. We try to request certain refs. We usually feed them pretty well also, so that
that'll do it.
they will request to come to our tournaments, and we usually don't have much downtime either, so they know, they're going to earn their money and they're going to get out of there, just like I want to do. I want to earn my money and get out of there.
100%.
So at 31s we had Nelly Rivadeneria, who we talked about a lot earlier in the podcast, for like 1 or 2, All-Americaning and coming out of nowhere, kind of, in Fargo. put it on the Garden Grove girl from Nelly Benudez, and it was 12-2. She put it on her. She had it the whole. I mean, she had that pressure. The Garden Grove girl kept coming though. That was cool.
Yes.
She kept bringing it. She kept coming. Definitely 37. The finals were Drury versus Fernanda de la Cruz from Garden Grove.
Guess what Drury did? Guess what Drury did?
I was there, but if I wasn't there, I would guess probably kind of like a pseudo head and arm with an outside trip. You know, that's kind of usually what she does, and that's what she did. I don't know.
I think it's what you do to your little brother when he's annoying you.
Yeah, and she's so strong that there's like nothing. Like she could literally tell you when they shake hands, like I'm gonna do this to you, and there's nothing you can do.
It's coming.
Yeah. So she pinned her in a minute 46. I think she took her down. Although it says a minute 46, I think a minute was 46 with the time on the clock.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
When the
it was
fall
fast.
happened, I think it was like 14 seconds.
Yeah, no, it was really fast.
Yeah.
So, and then she got out of there before she even got her OW.
Yeah.
So she didn't get no ring. I should have got the ring from you. Been like, where you at?
Well, no, actually, she didn't get it. The Oak Hills girl got it.
Yeah, she should have. She beat a quality person.
Yeah, I don't know why she didn't get it, but well, she can get it next year. Well, probably because she didn't hang around. I don't know.
Yeah, they were out of there.
I really don't think that was the reason.
And that's including the fact that your tournament, dude. We were out of there fast on both days. We were.
Yeah, I mean, getting out of there 8:30 by 8 o'clock to 7:30 the first night, and then I don't know, maybe 3 o'clock at the latest. Everybody was out. Lights were back on. Gone. Awards given out. All that.
Yeah.
That was nice. Let's see, where are we at? 43.
43.
So Calderon from Birmingham pinned Abby Jolie in
El Medina.
That girl is jacked. Like she definitely spent some time in the weight room.
100%.
But yeah, Birmingham seemed to have the upper hand when it came to like actually getting her pinning position, but it was a close match. I want to say it was like 3-2, 4-3 before it got pinned. A lot of overhooks, underhooks. Kind of like who was going to step in and throw it. And then that weight class was pretty decent. The Pacifica Oxnard girl, Beltran, got third, and Alexis Ramirez from Canyon, who used to be at Corona, got fourth. So at 50, we had the debut of Jersey Estrada.
Yeah, Jersey came out for what school?
For Birmingham High School. She definitely
Look at this lineup. You tell me who has a deeper lineup overall in the state. I'll wait.
Yeah, there's nobody. But maybe Selma last year with Jersey. But
yeah.
And Mariah Morales. But neither one are there this year. But she wrestled this girl from Eastlake. And I don't want to say threw on her head, but it was pretty close. She literally stepped it up. She stepped it up, and I thought she broke the girl's elbow. She kind of like
it bent pretty bad. It bent real bad.
She like double underhooked the girl, locked up in a body lock, and kind of, I want to say threw a hip over like head and arm, but not a head and arm, just like a underhook step through, like textbook freestyle throw. And the girl they went to her hip, and then the girl posted her arm out, and it just kind of rolled over. And I thought the match was over. Oh my gosh, this is horrible. Trainer comes out there. The girl starts shaking it off. He rubs it for a little bit. She says she's all right. She does a couple push-ups. She goes back out there, and she was tough.
Did a little Miyagi-Do on it?
Yeah, a little. She was tough. She ended up getting pinned in the second period, but Jersey was kind of working some takedowns, and it was, she's back. She's looking good. I think she's on her way down.
And dad in the corner.
Dad was in the corner. Wait, I don't think he was in the corner. I think he was in the corner for every other match for
Yeah,
Birmingham, but he was not in the corner like a smart man.
that's a
Uh,
smart man right there.
for her match, yes. And at 60s, Shamara Cooper from
Shamira.
Shamira Cooper, sorry, and Tia Barfield. That was the match that two athletes came out. It was going back and forth, back and forth. Shamara caught her, kind of stepped over, pinned her. It was over, but that would have been an interesting match if they went the whole distance points wise. There were
They were
some great scrambles.
both built the same. Bishop girl
Yes.
definitely had a little bit more gym time on her.
Yeah.
But she hit a real nice shot. Shamira did a good job of defending, but yeah, second period got taken down, and then sat sat out, kind of caught the Bishop girl, switched her hips on her, and yeah, just I mean that she put that lockdown on her and got the pin. So pretty cool because Cooper last year this time was playing a trumpet and was in band and literally couldn't walk and chew gum, and unfortunately doesn't have any parental support. They kind of tell her, that she can't go to college and there's really nothing there for her, so it's kind of difficult. Um, trying to be a supportive coach and stuff like that, and try to tell her like, look, we can get you in college, and get you. And she's actually a really good student too. She's like a 4 something GPA. I think she had it on her page with you, Josh.
Yeah, I
But
think
she's
she
at
had like 4.4, 4.6 GPA, and I believe the other
yeah.
girl was like a 4.2 GPA. It was awesome.
Yeah, and so just seeing those two girls, I was like, good. Like I was nervous going into the match. I'm like, man, like okay, this is her first state placer that she's gonna have to wrestle. And you don't know how your kid's gonna respond either. Like I said, this is her second season, and she's won some takedown matches against some national champions. Um, but you just don't know how a kid's gonna respond when they're in the middle of a match and someone says, "Oh, that's a state placer," and hopefully she didn't hear it, and that's why she's just wrestling. But no, really big for her, really big. And then she got the outstanding heavyweight, so that helped a lot too. I think her confidence, stuff like that. So we'll see how that goes for her. But anyhow, sorry, don't mean to harp on a girl because she's the kid I coach, but the kid is actually a really, really good kid despite the coach she has. So,
Yeah.
Jernigan brings him in. Jernigan brings him in though. Jernigan does a great job of bringing in the girls and stuff. So.
And then, so at 70s, we had Jessica Gutierrez and Vanaya Jimenez from Birmingham. That was a good match. That was another one. They moved really well for 70 pounders, man. They were moving. That was like also an underhook battle between them. And she ended up catching her. I think she was probably a little more seasoned wrestler. At least it looked like, or definitely came from a judo background too, that girl.
Yeah.
She was very comfortable in that underhook or overhook position there. And then at 89, so we had Mariah Hansen from Burroughs, who wrestled Casey Fitero. She got a fall. Burroughs, for those of you that don't know, has TJ Jaworski helping out here and there. They're from that area in Ridgecrest. If you don't know TJ Jaworski, just, I don't know, Google it.
I don't know, maybe the guy who beat Kerry Colat his freshman year. I don't know. Maybe that guy.
Yeah. But, some people may be new to the sport or just follow girls wrestling, but he's one of the most accomplished. He was at UNC, 2-time NCAA champ, a stud, I think 4-time All-American. So they're fortunate enough to have him in the room.
Yeah, and that was actually a pretty good match. You rarely see big girls that can move like that.
Yeah,
definitely. Real light on their feet, shots to upper body that was, I don't know. I thought that was a pretty entertaining match for 189 pounds. They were moving each other.
Yeah, it was. And then another Cerritos girl, which you pretty much left the whole show because you were like we did a little live cast, just showing the match via YouTube, and we tried to commentate over all the noise because somebody didn't bring a microphone, but it's okay. And then we had Rebecca Camacho from Cerritos and Haley Leon Tejeda from Eisenhower. And then Garden Grove had a heavyweight that placed third, another high placer. She was tough. I know it was a tough semis for one of those. But Camacho ended up getting the fall against the Eisenhower girl. And
she's a first-year wrestler too. First-year wrestler, and she's been fighting with her parents to let her wrestle for a long time. Brothers wrestled. They just didn't want their daughter getting hurt. I'm like, look, your daughter's a heavyweight. Not going to be a whole lot of shots probably. So I think your daughter's knees are fine. And so then they see her wrestling, and they see she shoots, and they're like, what? Like you said? I'm like, she's fine. She's healthy. But good to see her out there get her first win at a tournament. And mom's there. Mom and dad are totally on board now. So it's super cool. Dad's a massive human being. I mean, I'm not a big guy, obviously, but it's kind of one of those things where, like, when you're going to stick your hand in an alligator's mouth, do you just barely get in there and let him nip it and hurt you? Or do you just give it? So I just give him my hand because I'm like, it's going to hurt less if I'm closer.
He just takes the whole thing and...
Dude, it's just like a bunch of bananas, just like... So, but super nice people. She's 6 foot, 205. So, yeah. I mean, I think most people were asking me, like, why don't you cut her down? And I'm like, it's her first year. Like, not going to cut a first-year wrestler down who's doing okay at heavyweight.
Why when you have another 189-pounder that is doing just fine, too,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they all have something they could lose, but, I mean, I just want them to get better.
So what'd you think about the OW awards? Were a little different. I tried to go a little...
Dude! I wanted to put them all on, dude, and be like, what is that? Gosh dang it. Why am I drawing a freaking blank?
Medeiros? Like Jimmy Medeiros with all his CIF rings on?
No, I didn't say gargoyle hands. Gosh dang it. The freaking Infinity Wars.
Okay.
I wanted to be like him, like with the stones. Because you had like all those rings. I was like, dude, those are dope. That was a cool OW. Because I mean, you're gonna have plaques stack up or whatever.
Acrylic plaque, all that stuff.
Yeah, but that ring was actually, the girls were happy. Shamir was really happy. She posted up her picture with her in her ring. It's kind of cool.
I forgot. I should have like given a piece of paper and say like hashtag Aztec Girls Wrestling or Lady Aztec Tournament, something like that.
Yeah,
we could get it on. I'm working on something really different next year. Kind of like a headdress thing that's going to take me about 9 months to get made.
Yes.
So I'm working on it.
I'm sure that's not insulting at all, but oh yeah, dude, get that done, dude.
Hey, it's an Aztec warrior. It's not, we're not making money.
They're Mexicans. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's in Mexico.
They got beat a lot of years ago. It's fine.
Yeah. So yeah, but overall, dude, that your tournament ran great. The coach's room was great. I'm a big fan of coaches' rooms. Just gonna say that right now. And it's a little interesting though when you go into the coach's room and the referee who told you they don't want to see you the rest of the tournament is in there and it's just you and him. Like,
yeah.
It's like, oh, okay. But
I get a little disappointed if I go somewhere and there's not a coach's room. So I think, for the, I want to say $300-400 it costs us in food and whatnot to run a coach's room is worth it. You get one tournament, one team and a couple, it pays for it. And, you keep coaches happy, fed. They get to go in real quick, get out real quick, eat, keep coaching their kids. Everybody's happy.
Yeah, no, it was great pasta, meat sauce, good salad.
We didn't have
rolls,
much but we did have salad for,
Yeah, but you made sure you put cheese in it and everything, so they can't have it either. Like, haha, hippie, go away. But no, it was good. The tournament ran great. We got out of there early both days. Hopefully it goes back up again next year because it was ran really well. It's probably one of the best ran tournaments all year for sure. So it was good overall. And people don't shy away from the competition.
Hey, did you notice some of the fans we had? Like
Dude, you had just as many fans, state placers in the stands as you did in the brackets.
I know. It was
Like
unfortunate.
literally,
A couple of them were supposed to enter the tournament, were a little banged up, and then a couple of them just came down to watch.
which
So
was cool. I know I told my girls, the club girls that were out of the area, that they could. They decided to come up because they know some Esperanza kids, so they were happy to come up and see them. And then, yeah, then you, of course, you had the ones you said. I saw Charlotte Camusian there,
yeah, she was there.
so
I guess
she came. She drove 3 hours to come check it
Friday.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
wrestled on Friday and then came on Saturday. I'm sure it was a dual purpose to watch some competition and visit her little boyfriend that goes to
yeah,
Esperanza.
yeah. So it was cool. Mom was. I had a good chat with mom, for about 20 minutes. Just chatting away, and discussing things and future things and stuff. So it was cool. Then, yeah, it was good. Good crowd overall. Seeing Vasquez there too was kind of cool. Um, but yeah, overall good tournament, man. Solid, solid, solid tournament.
Yeah,
So
it
you
was
were
good.
asking me though, moving on, you were asking me if I saw a video of something. Like what was this video you're talking about?
So the video was on like Iowa Obsessed Wrestler or something. Somebody else reposted it. I saw it.
Hmm?
The kid lost, stormed off, and it was like, "Do you think this is over the line? I think it's unacceptable." Was their thing, and
Yeah,
I agree it was unacceptable. But I guess when I describe it, you can tell me unacceptable in the other way that they don't think. So the kid storms off. The coach catches him like it was a boy, varsity, high school age for sure. Catches him by the arm, catches him by the back of the collar, pretty much by the back of the neck. Turns because the kid storms off without shaking. I didn't even think he shook hands at the finish, but he was trying to make him go shake the other coach's hand. Grabbed him, ushered him back that way, and the
yeah,
kid still stormed off. Coach tried to block him again, didn't really put his hands on him, but coach tried to block him again. Then the kid like ran off. It was kind of dark in the back of the spotlight finals, so you couldn't really see too much what went on back there. But um, I think it was ridiculous that people were even questioning that. Um, I think the coach did what was right. We're supposed to show respect before and after the matches. That's kind of what makes wrestling great. I understand emotions run high. Should you shake hands? Should you not? Is a thing. Maybe a bump, fist bump, something like that. But the coach is trying to teach his kids, the respect part of the sport. Um,
yeah,
if if you've done it, if you're a team that doesn't shake hands like Clovis to avoid the emotion, that's fine. But if every other kid is shaking hands and you're expected to on that team shake hands, I think they should go shake the coach's hand.
yeah,
Um, so I commented on there, you know, that quote. I think it was Alabama softball coach. It says, "Uncoachable kids become unemployed adults." You might as
yeah,
well get to having them let the coaches be hard on them as a kid. Don't try to rescue them. Whatever, all these parents are saying, "Oh, I would kill that coach. I would sue that coach. We'd be throwing hands. Whatever." Blah blah blah. Like that guy is trying to make your kid a better adult when they grow up. You should go shake his hand and say, "Thank you. My kid was out of line," and then whoop your kid's butt when you get home for being a little punk.
yeah.
Or maybe you don't believe in corporal punishment. Maybe you take his iPhone away or something like that.
No, I completely agree with you. Um, oh gosh, it's so tough, because maybe anywhere else but Iowa, maybe, or if that was in California, coach's probably going to lose his job.
Yeah.
Just got to be honest. Just going to be honest. And I don't agree with that. I think it's wrong. I think what the coach did was the right thing. Um, Obviously that kid isn't getting that at home. If because the reason I say that, I could be wrong, but the reason I say that is because I fear my parents to this day. At 42 years old, I fear my parents. Okay, because I was raised, I think, the right way. No matter what the situation was, I always shook my opponent's hand. To this day, coaches I don't get along with, I'll shake their hand. After a dual meet, after a match, I even say hi to them if I see them in passing. They might not like me, whatever. Maybe I'll avoid it if I know that for sure. But no, that coach is right. I just I would be embarrassed, and I don't even think it would take the coach doing it. I think I would be there to do it to my kid if I saw that. I would be embarrassed. I would apologize as a parent. I didn't raise my kid that way. I don't care what situation is. I just don't. Because even if that kid bit that kid, even if he did something else, all anybody sees is that bad side. And that might be a good kid. He might be an awesome kid. That might be the one time in his life that he acted out that way, but still, that's what people are going to remember.
Yeah,
And
and if you don't, then you're creating an Austin DeSanto type um, kid. Now I know there's probably some autism spectrums that we're dealing with um, there that people are still like, show me the proof, show me the proof. I don't
and
know.
that's
Go
and
watch.
that's not that's none of anybody's business. And
Yeah, but
even
you
at
know what?
that, he's an adult.
He's an adult, but there are some. I mean, just watch the video, listen to interviews with his former coaches dealing with that. He's a high-strung kid with tons of emotion. He's just getting it harnessed right now, and I think Brands is doing a pretty good job of keeping it under control, as much
I
as
would
he can.
keep that kid away from Spencer Lee at all costs.
I think I
I would
think
monitor those
he loves
matches
it.
like
Yeah,
closely.
I think he loves it, but yeah, you don't want to see him rip his knee out just because he's frustrated.
Dude,
Um,
honestly, who's benefiting the most out of that room than Asa DeSanto? Like, dude, the reason he beat Suriano is because he has Spencer Lee to work out with every day.
yep.
How many times do you think Spencer Lee has just had the best of him on any given day? And that
Oh,
only
sure.
fuels somebody like him.
I'm sure days at a time he has the best
Yeah,
of them. He's got a whole
yeah.
nother year of college experience than him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's actually no, they're the same grade, so I don't know
Same
why
rate,
I
yeah,
think.
same grade. But just a lot of
Um,
world class experience. A lot of other stuff
yeah,
going on. So, yeah, but I mean, I have no problem with Asa DeSanto or what he does. Guess what? You don't like it, beat him.
yeah,
That's an adult. That's not a child. Child needs to know respect. People kind of forget sometimes why we put kids in sports. It's not just to win. It's not just to collect medals and that kind of stuff. It's the life lessons that I've argued for years that boys have benefited from for so many decades, and now girls get the benefit of hard work, humility, being humble. You know, just the idea that you're getting your butt kicked and there's a whole nother period. That's life. You're gonna have a string of weeks where you lose your job, you lose your dog, your chick leaves you for your significant other leaves you for somebody else. Just a bad string of bad luck. You just don't give up. You got to okay. Well, second period, here we go. Life's that way, and these kids need to learn that, and parents need to and not that these kids' parents didn't get on them. They might jump right on them right away, but I've never seen it on the girls' side. So I don't know. Maybe that's where
yeah,
girls wrestling is better than boys. Is that the girls generally seem to respect each other.
yeah.
Maybe the
They do,
coaches don't, but the girls do.
they do. But there's been some, there's been some double ejections that have happened last year at Santa Ana. But one of your girls,
Hey now.
and they were
Yeah.
both at at the tournament
And they're both
watching.
at the tournament. Yeah. Hey, and they cross paths. Whatever, no big deal. Best thing about wrestling, you give it to
You
each
fight it
other,
out.
and
Forget it.
hey, at the end of the day, shake hands, and it is what it is. I didn't see any fisticuffs this weekend or anything.
No,
Everybody
I
was pretty on the level, so it was
yeah,
good. So, it'll be interesting to see how the rankings kind of jumble around now. I didn't get
yeah,
a chance to get Briggs on the podcast today. I want to get him on next week. Once Montclair is over, I know Montclair tournament's coming up this weekend. That's really like the staple of the end of the season.
yeah.
Um,
That's the end of the season. Some teams have already had their league finals,
yeah, we have
which
league finals
which
that day.
don't
Otherwise, we'd be there.
which don't mean anything for girls because it's not like it's their qualifying event. So
Yeah, but I think a lot of people are trying to make it something now so that it can be something sooner instead of
yeah,
trying to build it later when it's in. So I respect it. I don't know. I mean, for somebody that's ranked pretty high in the section, I kind of like, oh, man, we got to kind of wrestle these matches. And I don't know. Like, they're a little tough sometimes to get motivated for, but I mean, a match is a match, whatever. We're
yeah,
going. But it's kind of hard to get jazzed up about it. Um, you know, whatever is what it is. I'm happy that they have them because there's girls out there, they're seniors, and this might be really like honestly the last chance they get to really win some matches. Great.
yeah.
Awesome before they go into regionals and stuff like that. Speaking of which, there's been some confusion. I had some people ask me about the calendar. You know what? Are regionals on the 2nd or are they on the 9th?
On the 9th.
9th, right? Yeah. So usually we
They're on
had
the
that
9th because you need to register by the 5th at 5 p.m. I think it's the 5th at 5 p.m. The bulletin went out.
Okay.
Which
means if you don't like every year it's the same, right? Every year coaches wait till the last second and they end up,
they try to
crashing the
see where
system.
people are going.
Yeah, and then I set it in, but I'm not sure if it got through or no, you wait till the last minute.
Registration has already opened for all the regions. It opened January 14th. There's only 2 schools that registered in my region because I checked. And then the deadline is Tuesday, February 5th at 5 p.m. There will be no walk-up registration allowed. Wrestlers will not be allowed to change weight classes if they do not make weight. I don't know how it would go if you registered like now and then you decided your girl was going to change weights. I'm sure you'd have to contact TMI or something and try to get that one, I don't want to say expunged, but taking that one off and say, this is the new one I'm actually going in.
Yeah. So and it's always that confusion always happens too, right? Oh, we registered the wrong one, but last year one of the Somar girls got left off, and it was a nightmare because then mom and dad tried to make a case for their daughter, like, hey, well, these people at this region, registered. Why can't my daughter wrestle? And then it was like, oh, who? Okay, they're out of the tournament. You want to tell us who else? And it was like, shit. Those officials got gangster real quick, dude. Like, oh, you want to snitch? Okay, here you go. Now what? And it's like, oh, wait, no, we don't want to do that. We just want our daughter to have an opportunity. So it was what it was, But
and then the other thing that's coming up, I mean, hopefully these girls that are top ranked or even not top ranked, Oklahoma's coming up. I think it's second weekend of March. It's usually the same weekend as NCAA's, unfortunately.
Third week of March.
Yeah. So, start making travel arrangements. I know Team California has already been chosen, it seems like. I haven't seen anything official, but it
really?
seems like
I heard an email went out, and I heard somebody didn't make the team.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people didn't make the team that they might have. So, I just say make the commitment to go. It's not like Fargo where you got to go with Team California if you don't want to. You want to save some money and go by yourself or go with another team, go with a group, just go. Go out there and get that. I mean, California is definitely the strongest state. It seems like we're always a little underrepresented sometimes. But, go out there and go.
Yeah, I agree for sure. So, so you said something was posted this week too, and kind of some words of wisdom from Jeff Estrada.
Yeah, I really liked it. It was based on a Jordan Burroughs tweet, and a lot of people were retweeting it, reposting it, which I thought about, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty good. But then Jeff brought up a really good. So it essentially said, oh shoot, let me just read the tweet. It's not that long. Find it real quick. I commented on it, so
yeah, I saw Jeff this weekend. Did that matchup really happen?
What?
Did that matchup happen after the tournament?
No, it did not.
Okay, so yeah, but no, I saw him this weekend. Seemed happy to be there.
He did seem happy to be there. So this is Jordan Burroughs' tweet. I'm not going to read Jeff's. You can go on Facebook and read it. You can go on my Facebook. I think it's on Estrada's. It's all over the place. He's gotten thousands of views on it because he's pretty popular in the wrestling community. But it said, stumbled across Tulsa Nationals today and watched a few matches. Hearing some of the things the coaches and parents are yelling at these babies from the corner is borderline disturbing. I love youth sports, but this is creating an unhealthy relationship between competition and self-worth. So he posted that, and then Jeff pretty much wrote a novel, which is awesome. um, as a response to like not only yes, you're right, it is. I'm guilty of it. I did it. I know I did it a lot. Um, and what are you doing? Like, especially when it's your own kid. He kind of touched more on like your own kid. Um,
Yeah.
you put so much time and effort into it. If they don't perform, they're like nothing to you. You know, sometimes you have that attitude, and that's why he said it's so much easier to have somebody else coaching his kid. And a lot of people actually sat him down and said, "Hey, man, you're killing your relationship with your kid. You're killing their love for the sport." You know, my son, he resented me for quite a few years and didn't even quit wrestling for a couple years. I was too hard on him, and he was really good as a kid, and he kept getting a little better and a little better. We kept going to more tournaments, and they were tougher. And I would come unhinged like a lunatic. Um, with my daughter, I've kind of calmed it down, and through some people talking to me and listening to a lot of guys a lot wiser than me in the wrestling world, saying, especially Ben Askren's been a huge influencer to me, even though we're not friends. Well, we're friends. Like I'm friends with him, but he's not friends with me.
He don't know who you are.
Yeah, he doesn't know who I am. Just talking about getting your kid and all kids. His goal in Wisconsin is to get kids to love the sport of wrestling. That's his goal, is to get kids to fall in love with the sport of wrestling, and then the technique and the things you need to learn by 8th grade, 9th grade, high school, even late bloomers, will fall into place on their own. But if you can get a kid to love to wrestle, that's what it's all about. Not forcing and dragging a kid to go to practice, because you got a tournament that he or she doesn't want to go to the next week. I think it's what's killing our sport, especially when you take a kid that's not ready or even close to ready to some of these tournaments, whether they be Reno Worlds, Tulsa Nationals, Cal Republic, even the local tournament, and they're not ready for it. It's discouraging. No kid, and that's what, my son had a really tough match a couple weeks ago in varsity, and one of my high school coaches when I was at Calvary is a Holiday brother. He was just there watching, and he just came up to me, and I didn't lose it, but I was very disturbed. He could tell I was upset.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Look, no kid goes out there on purpose wanting to lose." And I was like, "You're right." I mean, he didn't go out there and try to lose. He went out there and gave his best. So, I'm learning to myself to say, "Hey, man, you did a great job. These are the things we got to work on." Or just, "You did a great job. Let's leave it at that." If he wants to talk to me about things he needs to work on, or my daughter wants to talk to things about they want to work on, that's awesome. If they don't, that's fine too. It is fine. I'm learning to let it be fine. Let's say that.
Yeah.
I'd like to get Jeff on one time to talk about this whole thing, because he's been a pioneer. I've seen him chew out Jersey, for things, and she might have won and he still chewed her out. I don't know, because I think I've watched her wrestle probably 50 times between Reno Worlds and Tulsa and World Challenge and all these kids tournaments from when our kids were both little. I've maybe seen her lose twice or 3 times any time I've ever watched her wrestle. So,
Yeah.
I'm sure she's lost more than that, but I'm saying I've only seen it.
Not against high school girls.
Nope,
And
she's still undefeated against high school girls, which is kind of a cool stat.
That's kind of a dream matchup right there too. I mean, Jersey obviously can't be a 4-timer because she didn't wrestle girls her sophomore year.
Yeah.
But the dream matchup between Jersey and Alyssa LaFrancis.
Yeah.
Alyssa was 4-time California Girl State champ, world team member. Did a lot of good things. Also went over from Colorado too, Colorado West Covina. So that would be a dream matchup in itself.
Yeah. That's so yeah, did you read that little, you read part of it?
Yeah.
It's a good read.
I shared it on the video right here so people could see it. It's a long read, but it's a good read. Last thing I guess we can go over today. Did you see that Dillshaw Cejudo fight? And did you see what a crybaby Dillshaw's being? Dude, I'm a Dillshaw fan, okay? I'm a Cal State Fullerton alum, okay? I love wrestlers, dude. They're freaking great. They're awesome fighters. Dillshaw is one of my favorites by far, okay? Just every bit, dude. I'm all about him. Brother, you got to take a loss better than this. You cannot. Like I posted up earlier on my Facebook. I went live after I was coming out of church, and I was like, "Look, I got to get this off my chest." Like
Wait.
Dillshaw's.
Hold on, back up. After you were doing
What's
what?
that? I just came out of church. I was like, my little one was in the kids club. I was walking over to the kids club. I was like, I may as well just get
I
on
just
this.
thought I heard wrong. I was just checking to make sure.
Well, we've got to keep those. Never mind, dude. You're gonna get me in trouble. Okay, I'm a good Catholic boy. My hair's parted. Anyhow, so yeah. So I was just like, you know what? In my mind, I'm thinking like, what does he sound like? You know, why is he sounds like that kid who dove in on a single leg and got stuck in a cradle, but he's holding on to that single leg and he's mad the ref called him pinned. That's kind of it he was complaining about the whole time. It's like, oh, I was coming up, I was still trying to get that single and this and that. It's like, dude, you got dropped 3 times in 10 seconds. You ate some punches. Like, granted, you have a lot of energy still. I get it because early in the fight, you feel like you still had more in you. But at that moment, that ref saw your eyes and you hit the canvas face first. Am I going to say Cejudo is automatically like overall better? I can't say that. It's a 30-second fight. You don't know if he just caught him or, what would happen on a little bit longer fight. But the name of the game is to take the guy out. And that's what Cejudo did. You just got to take it. That's it. Don't cry about it. Congratulate him. It just leaves a bad taste in my mouth when fighters do that, and fighters who are wrestlers especially.
Yeah, I think that I wanted to see, even though I'm a fan of Henry Cejudo, for being an Olympic gold medalist, Cal State Fullerton alum wrestler, like the TJ Dillshaw, I see him all the time, training at the training lab locally. He's cool. He seems to be pretty good. Seems like his head was getting a little big recently.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that, I said that, and one of my kids, I don't know, said, that's kind of the persona. I think it was a wrestler of mine that said, like, that's kind of the persona you have to have, though, as a fighter. You have to be if you're the champ, you have to have that attitude of, I can take on anyone, anytime. I am the best. You can't believe going in there like, oh, I might be the best. That's a horrible attitude.
Yeah.
And it doesn't sell tickets either. It doesn't sell pay-per-views and tickets. He got caught. He got knocked down. The ref did not stop it too early. He was wobbly legged and grabbing onto the ref for a single leg when the ref was trying to break it up. Thought he was wrestling the ref.
Yeah.
I think he took, I don't know, he went down a little bit in my book. He did like some stupid YouTube video or Instagram video about, some pretty profane language about some commercial for Monster thing. I thought it was kind of dumb. It's like, you want to be the bad boy. You're not really the bad boy. Conor McGregor's the bad boy. Just be a fan favorite.
Yeah, no. So that's all though, dude. Like I just yeah, you got to be a little better than that, man. Not that TJ gives a damn what the hell I think. I'm just a fan, but yeah, I just
hey, we'll see it. We'll see a rematch. It might be a couple fights for each of them, but we'll see a rematch at 135 because 25 is going away. So Dana White's plan kind of backfired on him.
Yeah, I mean that was Henry's thing too, right? Like I'm gonna save the division for my friends, and even Joseph Benavidez is like, dude, I thought me and TJ were cool, but TJ's out here talking about he's there to kill the weight class, take money out of my family's mouth, and it's like, oh, yeah. But and that's always what TJ says too. I gotta feed my family. Hey, you're a mercenary, yeah, but sometimes you get caught. So I don't know, but couple of things though before we go, not really wrestling related. I got some people in Panama watching us and want to say, hey, you're on my mind. Thank you. Number two, I had a buddy who unfortunately, I met him actually when I bought my Triumph that I'm looking at right now. His name was Jeff Wordberg. Has nothing to do with wrestling, just an OC guy. Really good guy, dude. And unfortunately, Jeff lost his life yesterday on the 57 freeway at Imperial Highway. And it sucks. I know I've been down twice on my bike and my scooter. The scooter is actually the worst one, 100 miles an hour on a scooter. Who didn't know those weren't made for the freeway? But that's why actually I went to go see Jeff because I screwed up my scooter and I needed a bike. So, but rest in peace, Jeff, dude. Appreciate it. I'm sorry you lost your life at such a young age. But yeah, you can go at any time. So always live life to the fullest, guys. Even if you're afraid that nobody will like you for it, tough luck. It's your life. Live it. That's one thing Jeff did. He traveled the country just riding his motorcycles and doing good things for people, and just a super nice guy. So rest in peace, buddy. All right. Anything else, Josh?
Yeah, we for the people that stuck around all the way to the end, I think you got maybe have something to give away.
Yeah.
Contest something.
Tell you what, I got a hat, little pink Somar hat here. Give that away. My head's too big for it, so
fit your big head.
Yeah, I'm wearing headphones. That's why. That's why.
It's only eligible for people with normal size heads.
I don't want to stretch out the bear. So we'll announce the winner on the next podcast. All right. You just got to make sure you like and subscribe to the podcast. And then we'll draw somebody out of that. Then I also have a t-shirt here. Raw. And then I have one more shirt I can give away. What I got. I'll give away something every week, different things. If anybody wants to bring anything to give away, we're more than happy to help people out. Wrestling wise, doesn't have to be Somar. Could be anybody, except for OG.
Are they the company?
I don't think so. I think they just, I don't know. They can't spell right, so maybe they can't spell OG right on the form. but yeah, we'll draw 3 people, and we'll screw it. We'll figure it out. Comment on the comments. Let us know you did it. We'll draw your name. All right. Any questions? Everybody's good? All right, Josh. Let me get the music ready. The next podcast will be going over updated rankings. Probably the finals of Montclair, and then and Ayala, because I'm gonna have Grant on the next one also. And then we're gonna start closing this thing down and getting it all reeled in. But to everybody, thank you. Make sure you follow us, like us, subscribe to us on podcast on Apple, iTunes, and Google Play, and also right here on the video. All right, thanks a lot. We appreciate it. Remember, everybody, TJ, you can learn this. Okay, be humble.
Yeah. Hey, I remember syrup sandwiches and crime allowances, but this a nigga.